You were mentioning before that if I were to come in as a new client, that you would listen to me. So what do you exactly mean by listen to me? Because
Well, the main thing that any songwriter wants is to be heard. Period. So God gave us one mouth, 2 ears. I'm practicing to listening more. I'm trying more. I'm trying. And with our clients, it's so important to hear what they have to say, what they went through, what inspired them to write it, what they want to say, and we want to take time to listen. And when people want us to reproduce them, I actually ask them, bring all your songs, but now give me 5 that you love the most.
Mm.
Because there are songs that they are ready to be recorded. There are songs that they are almost there, they just need help. Writing, melody, structure. Structure is so important. And there are other songs that simply are not ready. They're just a poem. And that's where we will come in. So listening is important. We want to listen to you as a singer-songwriter. We want to hear you. We want to know what you got. In some cases, it could be gold that needs to be polished. Sometimes it could be a diamond that is covered with dirt and we need to help. And sometimes it could be simply nothing. And we will have the honesty to say, we're not ready yet for this. Let's try it again. And we have clients that come a year after and they say, you know what, Joel, thank you for no lying to me, because other person would have just taken my money and call it a day.
Right.
Yes, we do need money, but integrity is more important than money.
Absolutely.
So I think that that's why we want to listen. We want to hear our singer-songwriter. We want to hear what you have.
Okay, great. So my translation of that a little
Please,
bit,
because I say a bunch of bad words.
No, is that you want to hear the intention behind, not just like listening to what someone is saying. I think this is so huge and important in general with communication, is that we need to hear the intention behind the words that are being said and almost get to know somebody like in their heart of what it is that they're trying to say, because that's something that we can help bring out and bring to the limelight of just making it beautiful. So you were saying just how, sometimes people aren't ready, and that's okay. And I hear stories of this often where he comes home and he's like,
bad for business.
What?
Bad for business when you tell people you're not ready. Come.
Oh.
But integrity is our motto.
Yeah, but I mean, you'll come home and say, I had to tell this person, kind of like the ugly truth a little bit, and saying that they're not ready for this yet, that they need vocal lessons, or that they need to refine their craft, to practice more, to, because we all start somewhere in our artistry. And I'm learning that along the way as well in my own artistry. And I think it's really important to hear sometimes the hard truth of saying, it's a great idea and you need to run with it, but you're not there yet. So it's important that that he's going to be integral and tell you the truth versus just, okay, give me your money. Yeah, like that's not the goal here. Of course, this is our family-owned business, but integrity is of utmost importance to us.
Value. And we treat with the same integrity not only the songwriters, the musicians, that the team. We have a team. I do a lot of things by myself, but we have a team.
Yeah.
That I would like to shout out to my team. You guys are amazing. Gracias a mis amigos, productores y gente con las que trabajamos. Thank you.
Yeah.
We are a team. However, the main thing here is integrity.
Yeah.
Integrity is important. And the other thing that also is, we will always speak with honesty or respect. If the singer is singing and it's off tempo, we will say we need to record again because it's off tempo.
Right.
We're not gonna say, well, it's good, but we'll try it again. That doesn't help.
Yeah.
We address the thing to the point. is it's off tempo. Let's fix the tempo with respect.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
it's straight to the solution, no? Because we can say try it again. If they don't know what is wrong,
Right.
what to fix.
Sure.
And that's the importance of having a producer. I don't want to blow my own horn, but it's a difference between pushing a button just to record. We are not recording studio. We can record and we get paid
Right.
for it, but we are a production company. We produce music, and I want to address that. Hey, I just want a studio to record. Cool. You want to pay what we charge? Welcome. But that's not what we do. We are producers. We produce music.
Absolutely. Okay, so then the other next question that I would ask you is, what are some of the expectations that I could have?
There you go. Expectations: one, quality. One thing you can count on, you're going to get quality. Two, you're going to be treated with respect and dignity. You're going to be treated with respect and honesty. Three, we will work hard to get the best we can do with your budget. We respect our client's budget. We don't sit on our hands. That's how he said.
Sure.
We don't sit on our hands on clients' money. No, 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 no. When we hire the musicians to get a job, we hire the right musician for the job, number one. Number two, we make sure the client gets what the client's envision. And also, we make the arrangement, and maybe we never mentioned that, but one of the jobs to be a producer is you have an arrangement. You take a song to the next level. And one that I would like to interview our clients, like, Joe, I came up with this idea and you gave me this idea.
Sure.
What is sad is somebody say, I came with the idea, and it has happened. I have people that have been going to studios where no producers, just recording studio, come with an idea like this and come out with something that is far from what they envisioned. Because one thing is to have a studio, one thing is to have a producer. We produce music. And so what you are going to expect, to work with a producer, finally convince my wife that gear matters. Some people say, no, it doesn't matter. No, it does matter. It matters for the quality. Now, can you put a bunch of plugins, a bunch of effects on it to make effects? Yes, but that's not us. We don't do that. We don't want to do that. I'm not going to say we don't do it. Sometimes
Sure.
we have to do it. But we want to get the best sound from the get-go. That's why we care having the top-notch microphone, top-notch gear, working with top-notch musicians, because quality matters. Unfortunately, quality costs money.
Okay. And then one of the other things you mentioned was that you help clients with their strategy. So what does that mean? What does strategy mean?
This is so important, because you can have the best produced song. You can sound like Adele, or you can sound like Luis Miguel, or you can sound like, tell me a good guy, good singer.
I'm old school.
Tell me a good old school singer.
Voice of Man.
Oh, voice of man. Cool. You can sound like them, but if you don't have a strategy, the music is going to be sitting on the social media platforms. It's going to be sitting on iTunes, Apple Music. It's going to be sitting on Spotify doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's why if we don't have a strategy, and that's the part that we talk about budget. You say, okay, I put X amount of money on making the music, but I don't have an X amount of money for the promotion. I don't have an X amount of money for marketing. I don't have an X amount of money for the strategy.
Right.
One of the biggest problems that my singer-songwriters have, they forget the music is an industry. A lot of people just want to record for the beauty of the music.
Sure.
I just want to have a song, and I'm going to put it there and see what happens. What's going to happen is going to be sitting there, and a year after, you're going to feel like, man, all the money was worthless. No, it was not worthless. You didn't have a strategy. Total different. So do we help with that? Yes, we do. We partner with amazing people who are leaders on the industry of promotion, leaders. When I mean leaders, I'm not saying that we go to an app and pay. We don't do that. We go with people who handles the business professionally and get you to the next level too. So we try to surround ourselves with top-notch people to provide our clients the best results possible. So strategy matters.
So there's a difference between obviously these artists who have all the label support and right?
Oof, yeah.
There's that entity, which they have all the support that they could ever
Hello to my label
need,
people.
right?
Love you. Come back.
but for the person who is maybe just starting out and trying to get their music out there, I know that you've helped people like develop their social media platform, and kind of guide them on how to maybe gain an audience if you don't already have an audience or followers, right? And that's obviously something very important in today's society, is the social media following, and that it's legit, that people love you for you and your artistry. Like the more you can do that organically, over time. But I know Joel tries to help manage that and develop that in clients.
And I'm sorry that I'm hammering on that. And guess what? AI will not do that. You cannot put AI to sing on TikTok on your behalf. You need to be able to sing.
Right.
So what's the point? Oh, I sound great with AI. No, that's not you. And that is the beauty. And I tell one of the things that we tell our clients is like, portion of what I'm charging you is to give you that. You come here, I want to create content for you.
Yeah.
I want to create content with you. I want you to post. I want you to sing live. I want you to do it. Because what's a point to spend thousands of dollars when you don't have an audience?
Yeah.
People think like, no, I get the quality song first, and then I look for the audience. No, go for the quality song, but in the process, start building the audience. So when the music is out, you have 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 people that legitimate, how is that word?
Legitimately.
That follows you and likes your music for who you are.
Right.
Not for how you sound with all the makeup and all the filters. Well, my respect to the filters, but people is missing authenticity. People is missing real singers. People is missing reality. People is missing this. Be real.
Right.
Not perfect. There's a society only cares about being perfect. Okay, good for them. Being real is what matters here. So very important to have and develop a strategy, and we're here for you to help you with that.
Great. Now, just as someone who maybe has never come into a recording studio before, what can I expect to see when I walk into the studio? What's it going to look like? How's it going to feel? What's the vibe?
Okay, I could answer that technically, but I'd rather you to say that in the ABC version, as you will perceive it when you walk through the door.
Me?
Yeah, because I'm just going to be talking about the microphones. I'm going to talk about the SSL board. I'm going to talk about those things. But for the average singer-songwriter, that is gibberish. It's like I just care, do I sound good?
Sure.
If I sound good, you can use a rocket. I don't care. I want to sound good. For the technician people like me, we care. But how do you perceive when you walk in?
Well, quite literally, when you walk in, there's like a little waiting room. And I know that you greet your clients as they come in.
At the door.
At the door. And there's a little coffee area if you prefer coffee or tea. So
tea or hot water. Hello to my Indian friends and Pakistani friends and Korean friends.
Yeah.
South Korean friends. They love hot water. Hot tea.
Yeah.
Right on. So we have hot water.
So we have some amenities for you as you walk in, or if you need to take a break or something like that. And then as you continue.
And coffee. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, I said coffee.
Did you say coffee?
Oh, that was the first thing I said.
Okay. I'm from Venezuela. I'm American, but from Venezuela. And coffee. You have to have coffee.
Yeah, exactly. So as you continue on through the studio, you're going to find a vocal booth that, as I'm learning, is treated specifically for vocal recordings. I don't exactly know what all that means, other than that it makes your vocals shine.
Well, doesn't have echoes and unwanted noises.
Okay, all right,
simple.
There you go.
Like doesn't sound like hello.
Oh, okay.
Sounds
so
clean.
Maybe you don't necessarily want the bathroom acoustics.
No.
Ah, okay. I've heard that was a thing. No?
Well, if that's what you're going for, that's a part of the creativity.
Okay.
Like sometimes we record drums, and one of the tricks we do, we put a mic on the bathroom. just to
Oh.
get a natural chamber,
Hmm.
and it works. So, how do you translate people? The devil knows more for its age than for a let's say short experience matters.
Ah, yes, absolutely. The knowledge and know-how, for sure. There is another room that you would walk into just before this room that we're in. And I know that that is also available to record bands like trios, quartets,
Quartet.
up to,
All depends.
4 or 5 people in the room.
All depends how well fed is my friend are my friends.
No, there's plenty of
no. Let me be honest. You can have a choir of 15 in there,
Mm-hmm.
but all depends how well fed are my friends. Because
Oh,
if
my
they're well
goodness.
fed, there's no 15, probably just 10.
Well, yes. So there's that room, and then there's this room that we're doing this recording in, and this is the board room.
There's
And
also the acoustic room that is made out of maple, pure wood. And people say, what do I care about maple? Well, maple has a specific sound. It was done technically for that. That room, maybe it's not showing, but it's made of wood and it's made out of maple for a specific sound. And also a vocal booth that is there that is not in the shot.
So this is the room that you're in when you're doing mixing and mastering.
Yes, here's where we try to do miracles.
We have a couch also for our friends to come and have a seat and listen and see how that's all done.
Well, if I could summarize that, we try to make the experience as pleasant as possible.
Yeah.
When some people ask me what to expect, I tell them, well, you're going to expect a professional, smoke-free recording production company.
Mm.
You're
That's it.
You're going to expect clean bathroom.
Yes, very
you're
clean.
You're going to expect headphones to be wiped, so you don't have to put your ears with somebody else's sweat. You're going to expect cables in order. You're going to expect what I expect from professional places, like tight, clean, professional, well done. If that bothers you, I will try to be more messy for you. You're still welcome.
No. All right.
Any questions pending?
I don't think so. I think this might conclude our Q&A for today.
Good. Now, what about we do the quick 1 minute and a half versions of all this?
Okay. And then, so with that, would you want me to include or not include
you know what?
price?
We didn't say bye. We didn't say goodbye. I'm sorry, I screwed up. So let's pick up on how do I say it, or what to expect.
Which part?
So we can
overlap it or whatever.
The way I explain what to expect when people walk into One Music, into what we do, you're expecting to see a professional recording production company, smoke-free place, clean, and ready to serve you with the best of our abilities.
That's it. Done.
Well,
there's not much more to say to that.
Well, I hope that this answers as many questions that you might have. If you have more questions, feel free to put it down here, and we will do our best to answer. And we want your business. We don't want your money. Sorry, Mima. We want your business. What do I mean by that? I want that when you hire us to do a job, next time you think about doing the same job, you call back to us because you are served with respect, you receive quality, you get value for your money, because we are here to help the singer, songwriter, independent artists, and the labels as well to go to the next level. That's what we do for a living, and that's what we want to do for you. So if you have questions, you have songs you want to record, let us know. We're here for you.
All right. Well, that concludes our Q&A. Thank you so much for watching and letting me be a part of this.
She's hired.
We hope you have a great rest of your day.